Introduction. Welcome, and thank you for choosing the Mission U120 Ultra Urine Analyzer. Our Mission U120 Ultra Urine Analyzer is a portable and easy-to-use analyzer. The analyzer has a large color touchscreen LCD for simple menu navigation and can record up to 2,000 patient memories and 800 operator ID storage. It can read strips with up to 14 parameters including microalbumin, creatinine, and calcium. Analyzer components. The components of Mission U120 Ultra Urine Analyzer include analyzer, power cord and supply adapter, printer paper, test table, and test table insert. Printer cover, LCD, button, test table compartment, test table insert, RS-232 port, USB port 1, USB port 2, DC socket, SD card, battery compartment. Initial setup. To begin initial setup, plug the appropriate end of the power cord into the DC socket located on the rear of the analyzer. Then plug the other end of the power cord into an AC electrical wall outlet. You can also use batteries. To install the batteries, place the analyzer on its side. Remove the battery cover by pressing down on the tab and pulling out. Then place the 6AA alkaline batteries into the analyzer. Close the battery cover and turn the instrument back onto its base. Loading printer paper. Next, load the printer paper into the internal printer. Open the printer cover by pulling up on the tab. Then, place the new paper roll into the printer paper compartment with the paper unrolling from underneath and toward the compartment wall. Pull about 4 inches or 10 centimeters of paper through. Then close the printer and paper roll covers by clicking them into position. Power up analyzer. Now that you are ready to turn on the analyzer, press the on-off button located on the front of the instrument. A touch screen calibration screen will be displayed prior to the initial screen. If you want to calibrate your LCD, press yes. Otherwise, press no, or just wait for the screen to change. We'll talk about how to calibrate the screen later in this video. The analyzer will run an automatic system diagnostic test each time it is turned on. A self-test printout will be printed to show that the self-test passed. When the analyzer is turned on for the first time, the analyzer will run through a quick setup procedure. This procedure selects settings and basic functions of the analyzer. The startup wizard allows the user to select the language, date and time, preferred test number or sequence, type of strips, and test format. We'll discuss each option in further detail in the later part of this video. Press OK to save after inputting the desired options and move on to the initial screen, or cancel to automatically move on to the initial screen. The first main screen is the initial screen. It displays the operator's name, time, date, the strip quantity that can be used, power source used, and connectivity method. This screen indicates the instrument is ready to perform any of the 4 actions or tasks. Specimen test. After self-testing or pressing specimen test on the initial screen, the following screen will be shown. Scan with a barcode reader or manually enter the canister code from the strip canister by pressing the data entry box. If the canister code is incorrect, the following screen will be shown. Make sure to set the right type of strip, before entering a canister code. If the canister code does not match the type of strip, canister code error will also be shown. Press OK to confirm and return to the previous screen. If the canister code is correct, the analyzer will proceed to the initial screen. Specimen test, strip test. The analyzer has 3 test formats: quick test, full test, and customized. From the initial screen, press Setup menu and then Test Settings. Press Enter under Test Format. There are 3 options. Quick Test allows the user to test the specimen immediately. Full Test allows the user the option of entering an operator ID, patient name or ID, and urine color and clarity prior to inserting the strip. Lastly, Customized Test allows the user the option of selecting one or more items from full test options. Specimen Test, Quick Test. To begin testing, allow the strip and urine specimen to reach room temperature of 15 to 30 degrees Celsius or 59 to 86 degrees Fahrenheit prior to testing. Remove the strips from the closed canister. Tightly close the canister after removing the strips. To use the quick test format from the initial screen, press Specimen Test to conduct a urinalysis reagent strip test. The next screen that appears is Test Preparation. Press Start to show the testing screen. Make sure to check the information displayed on the screen before pressing Start. You can change the test settings by pressing Test Settings. Now we are ready to start testing. Press Start, and the testing screen will prompt you through the steps to prepare the test strip. A timer displays how much time remains to complete the steps. First, dip the reagent strip into the urine specimen, wetting all pads. Then, immediately remove the strip from the urine, dragging the edge of the strip against the side of the specimen container. Then, blot by pressing the edge of the strip to the paper towel to remove excess urine and place the strip on the test table. After 10 seconds, the test table and strip will automatically be pulled into the analyzer. When the timer is finished, the results screen will appear. The test results will be displayed and the test table will be extended so the urinalysis strip can be removed. If the analyzer has been enabled to automatically print the results, the date, time, and test sequence number will be printed along with the test results. If the analyzer has not been enabled to automatically print the test results, press Print to have the results printed. Press Continue to complete the test and return to the test preparation screen. Remove the used urinalysis reagent strip from the test table and dispose of it according to standard laboratory procedures. Specimen Test, Full Test. To use the full test format, press Specimen Test from the initial screen. The next screen that appears will be Input Specimen Information. Full Test allows the user the option of entering an operator ID, patient name or ID, and urine color and clarity prior to inserting a strip. Use the keyboard or the barcode reader to enter the patient ID. The patient name will be displayed if it has been entered. Enter the urine color and clarity if the analyzer is not set to Determined by Analyzer. Make sure that the test mode is correct and your test number. Press OK to begin strip analysis. The strip testing process is identical to a quick strip test. Test results will be displayed on the screen, and the printout will include all the entered information. You can also do customized test. This allows you the option of selecting one or more items from full test. The procedure for entering the operator and patient data and the strip testing process is identical to the full test. Specimen Test Work List. From the Setup menu, press Test Setting. Make sure that the work list setting is on. The work list is useful for large amounts of specimen. Press Specimen Test to enter the work list screen. Press Add to enter the Input Specimen Information screen. The detailed information in this screen is different for full test, quick test, and customized test mode. You can print, add, delete your work list. Analyzer Setup Test Settings. In the Setup menu screen, press Test Settings to display the Test Settings screen used to configure test settings. Select the Continuous Test option and press the drop-down arrow to change the settings to On or Off. If Continuous Test is off, it will test one strip at a time. This is also called Single Test Mode. Single Test Mode performs 55 tests per hour. On the other hand, if Continuous Test is on, you can test the strips one after another. Continuous Test Mode performs up to 120 tests per hour. Next option is the Mode. Select the Mode option and press the drop-down arrow to change the settings to Routine or Stat. Routine test is used for normal urine testing. The default test number ranges from 1 to 99,999. It resets to 1 automatically every day if Auto Number Reset is set to On. The other mode is called Stat Test. Stat Test is used for emergency urine testing. The default test number is from 100,001 to 199,999. It resets to 100,001 automatically every day if Auto Number Reset is set to On. The analyzer will automatically switch to Stat Test and cannot be changed if the QC test has failed. The next option is the test number. Select the test number option to be able to input a new test number. Press Enter to confirm. Press the back arrow to delete any changes and keep the existing number. The first digit in the number depends on the test mode. The first digit will be 0 for routine, 1 for stat, and 2 for QC test. This first digit is fixed and cannot be changed. The test number of the next run will be set sequentially from the inputted number. The test number for a QC test can't be changed. The next option is Type of Strip. Select Type of Strip to change the strip type. Each strip type name defines the number of test parameters. The next option is Strip Lot. Select Strip Lot option to be able to input a new number. Enter the new strip lot used. Select the Strip Expire Date option, then move the cursor to the year and reset the expiration year using the up arrow. Move the cursor to the month and reset the expiration month using the down arrow. The next option is Units. Select Units and press the drop-down arrow to change the settings to Conventional and Arbitrary, SI and Arbitrary, Arbitrary, SI, or Conventional. Select Tests to Report and Display to change the parameter for displaying and reporting. Choose the parameter and press the up or down. This will reset its order. Press OK to keep the changes and return to the Test Settings screen. Press Cancel to cancel the changes and return to the previous screen. Select Abnormal Settings to enter a new screen. Under Abnormal Setting, one option is Positive Level for URS Parameter. Press the drop-down arrow after each option to reset the positive levels. Another is Flags for Confirmation Test. Up to 5 tests can be selected for the confirmation report. Next is Flags for Microscopy. Like the confirmation report, up to 5 tests can be selected for the microscopy report. Last is Microscopy Settings. Select Microscopy Settings to enter a new screen. Press the drop-down arrow after each option to reset the microscopy levels. Once all selections have been inputted, press the bottom right arrow to save the selections and view the Abnormal Settings screen. Next option is the Work List. We have mentioned Work List earlier in this video. Select the Work List option and press the drop-down arrow to change the setting to Off or On. If the Work List is off, no changes need to be made for testing. If the Work List is on, enter all the specimen information before testing. Select Test Format to change the current testing format to Quick Test, Full Test, or Customized. Once all selections are complete, press the bottom right arrow to save the selections and show the Setup menu screen. Analyzer Setup, Analyzer Configuration. The next option in the Setup menu is Analyzer Configuration. Press Analyzer Configuration to configure the analyzer. The first option is Printer Setup. Select Printer Setup to display the following options. Printer Select. Internal prints the results on the internal printer. External prints the results on an external printer. None chooses not to use a printer. Contact customer support for a list of printers and printer cables that are compatible. Print Darkness. Print darkness ranges from 1 to 9. The darkest is 9. After 9, it reverts back to 1. The default is 5. Printer Mode. Normal prints the standardized font size and saves paper. Expand prints a larger font size and uses more paper. Auto Print. Auto Print On prints the results after each test. Auto Print Off requires pressing Print to print the results. Print Copies. Print Copies defines the number of result copies printed at one time. Print copies can be set from 1 to 3. Printer Paper. Regular thermal paper prints the results on regular thermal paper. Sticker label paper prints the results on the sticker label paper. After resetting, select the bottom right arrow to save changes and return to the Analyzer Configuration screen. Next option is the Sound. Select Sound and press the drop-down arrow to cycle the options to Off, On, and Prompts Only. Sound Off. Internal speaker is off in all cases. Sound On. Internal speaker is on in all cases. Keyboard and prompts. Prompts only. Internal speaker is on only for prompts to the operator. Next is Barcode Reader. Select Barcode Reader and press the drop-down arrow to cycle between on or off. For language, press the drop-down arrow to change the current language. Next is Option Date Time. Select Date Time and press the drop-down arrow to change the option. Auto Number Reset. Select Auto Number Reset and press the drop-down arrow to cycle to on or off. Auto Number Reset On. The test number will reset each day to 000001 for routine, 100,001 for stat, or 200,001 for QC test. Auto number reset off. The test number is unaffected by the date. Next option is the display contrast. This allows the display contrast to be increased or decreased to suit the work area in which it is being operated. Use up and down arrow to change the contrast settings. Next is power source. The analyzer can be powered by battery or power supply. Next option is power save. Select power save and press the drop-down arrow to set the option to on or off. Power save on. Select on and set the waiting time. This turns on the analyzer's power saving mode. In this setting, if the screen is not touched during the waiting time, the test table insert will be drawn back into the analyzer and the screen will darken. The default time is 5 minutes. Power save off. In this setting, the analyzer will remain powered on all the time, even if the screen has not been touched for a long time. Next option is the keypad. Select Keypad and press the drop-down arrow to set the keypad to the alphanumeric key or standard keyboard. If standard keyboard is selected, connect an external keyboard. If the alphanumeric key is selected, a keyboard will be shown on the touch screen when needed. Select Connectivity to display the screen below. This screen is used to configure the RS-232, Bluetooth, LAN, and WLAN options. Choose the connectivity method as desired and then set the data information. Press the drop-down arrow to change this information to the appropriate option. Lastly, select Self-Test Auto Print and press the drop-down arrow to cycle the options to on and off. Once all selections are complete, press the bottom right arrow to save the selections and show the Setup menu screen. Analyzer Setup, Setup Review. Press the Setup Review to display the analyzer's current settings. Use the scroll arrows to view the settings. Press Restore to return to manufacturer's settings. A new window that reads Restore the default settings will be displayed. Press OK to restore the settings to the manufacturer's settings, or press Cancel to maintain the current settings without any changes. You can also press Print to print the current settings. Select arrow at the bottom right to return to the Setup menu screen. Analyzer Setup Lockout. In this section, we'll talk about the lockout option in the Setup menu. Start by pressing Lockout to display the Lockout option screen used to configure the User Lockout and QC Lockout options. Press the User Lockout option to configure User Lockout features. For initial use, the User Lockout function is disabled. In this case, the operator setup is available to be set, while the Administrator Setup option is not available to be set. When the User Lockout is disabled, all users are allowed to perform testing and modify all the settings. If you change the User Lockout setup to On, the Administrator Setup is available to be set, while the Operator Setup option is not available. User Lockout will be enabled and Operator Setup will be enabled after setting the administrator information. When the User Lockout is enabled, only the administrator is allowed to modify all the settings. Other operators are only allowed to perform testing and modify certain settings. Operators gain access by entering their ID, and a user login screen will be shown before the initial screen when the analyzer is turned on. To set up an administrator's account, press Administrator Setup in the lockout screen. Input administrator's ID, name, and new passcode to set the administrator account. Press OK to save and return to the lockout screen, or press Cancel to cancel the administrator setup. Press Operator Setup to add, delete, edit, or select operator accounts. A total of 800 operators can be added. Press Add to enter a new screen to create a new operator account. Enter the ID and name of the new operator. Press OK to save the information for this new operator and return back to the operator setup screen, or press Cancel to cancel the operator setting. On the operator setup screen, press Delete to delete the selected operator. Press Set to reset the selected operator. The last option under Lockout is Timed Lockout. Select Timed Lockout in the lockout screen and press the drop-down arrow to turn the settings on or off. For the initial use, the Timed Logout function is off. In this setting, the analyzer will remain powered on all the time, even if the screen has not been touched for a long time. The user who is currently logged in will remain logged in. If a new user wants to operate the analyzer, they will need to manually log the previous operator out and log in with their own name and password. If Time Logout is on, set the waiting time, select from between 1 minute to 100 hours. This turns on the analyzer's power saving mode. In this setting, if the screen is not touched during the waiting time, the test table insert will be drawn back into the analyzer, the screen will darken, and the user account will log out. When a user wakes the analyzer from this power save mode, they will be prompted to log back in. The default time is 5 minutes. From the lockout screen, press QC Lockout to configure the QC Lockout options. First is the control numbers. Press the drop-down arrow under Control Numbers to reset the controls to be tested. The control number can be set from 1 to 3. The analyzer will run the QC test at the control number setting. Second is the QC value setup. Press the QC values setup option to enter a new screen to reset the control lot, choose level, and reset QC values. Enter the control lot of the urine control under Control Lot. For choose level, QC test level can be set from level 1 to level 3 to set the level of the urine control. Lastly, set up the QC values according to the urine control expected values. The expected values can be found in urine control products. The values are different for different lots. Press Print to print the QC values of the control levels, which are displayed on the screen. Press OK to save the settings and return to the QC Lockout Setup menu. Press Cancel to return to the QC Lockout Setup menu without saving. Last but not least is the QC Lockout Setup. Change the QC Lockout Setup to On to select Time and enable the QC test for every 8 hours, daily, weekly, monthly, or customized. Analyzer Setup Diagnostic Tests. Press Diagnostic Tests in the Setup menu to show the 6 analyzer diagnostic tests. These diagnostics tests should only be performed when instructed by a mission service representative. The representative will lead you through the test procedures. Analyzer Setup Service. Press Service from the Setup menu to display a new screen for more information about the analyzer, including operation instruction, information for using, software update, adjustment, and LIS. Records Review. To look up a patient's results, return to the initial screen, then select Records Review to review the database. Clear All Data, Data Research, Review All Data will be displayed on this screen. Press Clear All Data to clear all the data stored in the analyzer. A new prompt will be displayed. Press OK to clear all data or Cancel to cancel this action. Press Data Search to search past patient test results. Test results can be searched by specimen information, search relation, or keyword. After that, press Cancel to exit to the Records Review screen or press OK to confirm the input. After confirming, the analyzer will search for the keyword in the memory and then display the relevant data on the screen. If no results are found for this data, the LCD will display a prompt reading, Record Not Found. Press Review All Data and the test results will appear in chronological order. Up to 2,000 test records are automatically stored in the analyzer's memory. After 2,000 test records are stored in the memory, the oldest test record will be erased or overwritten. QC tests. When the QC lockout is on, the user will be notified when a QC test is required. The results obtained during QC testing will be referenced by the set QC values. If the QC test fails, please contact customer support. To perform a QC test before the next scheduled test time, press QC Test on the initial screen. To begin, allow the strip and urine controls to reach room temperature at 15 to 30 degrees Celsius prior to testing. Mission urine controls are available in liquid urine control and dip tube urine control. The urine control test procedures are the same as normal operation. The results obtained during the quality control test will be referenced by the analyzer with pre-programmed target values and report generated. The analyzer will run a Level 1 QC test first. After testing, the analyzer will display the testing results. If any parameter is out of range, it will be highlighted and marked with an asterisk. When both QC tests pass, the E at the end of the test number will not be shown, and the test mode will change back to routine. Cleaning and maintenance. Before turning the analyzer off, always ensure that there is no strip on the test table and that the table and insert are clean. Press the On/Off button for at least 5 seconds. The test table will retract into the analyzer. If there is no strip on the test table, the door will close and the analyzer will switch off. The test table insert and the test table should be kept clean for the analyzer to operate properly. For a routine cleaning of test table insert, remove insert and clean thoroughly. Rinse both sides of the table insert under running water. Dry and replace the table insert. For detailed information on cleaning and maintenance, refer to Section 10 of the manual. Touchscreen LCD calibration. Turn off the analyzer and then turn it on. A touchscreen calibration screen as below will be displayed prior to the initial screen. Choose Yes or the blank area between the Choose option and Title to start the calibration process, or choose No to skip the calibration procedure. If you choose Yes on the touchscreen LCD, a plus symbol will be shown in the upper left area of the screen. Press plus displayed on the upper left area of the screen to begin calibration. Then plus will move to the lower left area of the screen. Press the plus displayed on the lower left area. Then plus will move to the upper right area of the screen. Press the plus on the upper right area. Repeat this process when the plus is displayed in the lower right and the center area of the screen. This calibration process calibrates the touch screen so the analyzer can interpret which areas are being touched during operation. You can also ignore the calibration prompt, and if in 5 seconds no actions have been made to the analyzer, it will skip to the calibration procedure. Troubleshooting. Some of the errors you might encounter include error messages, advisory messages, results alert, battery power icon, dashes in displays, irregular or slow movement of test table. Refer to Section 11, Troubleshooting, of the Manual for Solutions. This concludes the operational video for the Mission U120 Ultra Urine Analyzer.